Welcome to the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series preseason show. Let's take a look through the world of NASCAR at the changes that occurred during the off-season. First off, the changes in the schedule. Starting with the new additions, an exhibition last chance qualifying race has been added to the speed weeks for the drivers that failed to make the Daytona 500 in the duels or the qualifying session. Whoever wins that last chance qualifying race will make the Daytona 500. Palm Beach International Raceway has been added to the 2020 schedule as the second race of the season. Iowa Speedway is now the fourth race of the year. The famous track with the new name of Nashville Motor Speedway will return to the schedule as the seventh race of the year. Mid-Ohio becomes the 11th race of the Cup Series season with a placement directly before the All-Star race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. For the first time, Mansfield, Ohio, with a brand new asphalt surface, will be part of the schedule as the 14th race of the year. Race 21 will be at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway Road Course. The oval track is no longer on the Cup Series schedule because that race has been moved over to the NTT Data IndyCar Series for their first trip allowed since 2011. Gateway will be the 23rd race of the year, shortly before the playoffs begin at the Darlington Southern 500. The final additions to the schedule are the returning Rockingham and North Wilkesboro Speedways, which will be race 28 and race 30 respectively. Now when it comes to the changes in the playoffs, Michigan is now the second race of the round of 12. Homestead Miami has been moved back into the playoffs, being the second race of the round of 8. Talladega becomes the final race before the Championship 4, and the champion will once again be decided at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the first time since the year 2000. And now the changes related to the drivers and the teams. A new team owned by us here at the Speed Station was founded late last year, which won at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval with Jan Magnussen, is going to be going full-time in 2020 with 3 entries. Those 3 full-time entries will come in the form of the 00 of Daniel Suarez, the number 55 of Ross Chastain, and the number 99 of Chase Briscoe. We will also run the number 33 car part-time for Jan Magnussen at the 6 road courses, Jeb Burton at all the short track races, and Daniel Hemrick for the speedways. When it comes to other teams, Roger Penske will field the number 02 car for Austin Cindric in the Daytona 500 and the 6 road course races, as well as for Juan Pablo Montoya at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Levine Family Racing will run all 6 road course races with a second car, being piloted by Jack Hawksworth, the number 5. Reed Sorensen will be moving over to the number 7 car for NY Racing for the full 2020 season. Tyler Reddick, who won the Rookie of the Year award last season, will stay within RCR, but move from the 31 to the 8 car. Brendan Poole will run for Rookie of the Year honors in the number 15 car for Premium Motorsports. Chris Buescher moves to Roush Fenway Racing in the number 17 car, while Ricky Stenhouse Jr. moves to the 47 at JTG Doherty Racing, and his teammate Ryan Preece changes numbers from the 47 to the 37. As was announced at the end of last season, Matt DiBenedetto is going to the Wood Brothers to drive the famous number 21 car, riding on momentum after his first career Cup win at Martinsville in the race last fall. GMS Racing will be fielding a part-time Chevrolet operation for Brett Moffitt in the number 23 car, in alliance with Hendrick Motorsports with sponsorship from CMR Roofing. Garrett Smithley will run the number 27 for Premium Motorsports in a full-time operation. Myatt Snyder will run at least the Daytona 500 in the 3rd RCR car, sponsored by Tax Slayer. David Reagan will run the number 36 car in the Daytona 500 for Rick Ware Racing, driving a throwback to his 2007 rookie car. John Hunter Nemechek will run for Rookie of the Year honors in the number 38 Front Row Motorsports car. Ryan Sieg's Xfinity Series team will be moving up to Cup this year, with Sieg running the number 39 full-time, attempting to win the Rookie of the Year honors, and teammate Scott Lagasse Jr. running the number 93 at the races at Daytona and Talladega. Cole Custer moves to Stewart Haas Racing to replace Daniel Suarez. Custer will be running for Rookie of the Year honors in the 41 car. MBM Motorsports will run 2 cars in the Daytona 500, those being the number 66 of Timmy Hill, which they hope to be a full-time operation if they receive funding, and Chad Fincham in the 46 car. The Money Team will run the number 50 car of Kaz Gralla at least part-time this season, with support coming from Richard Childress Racing. JJ Yaley will run the number 51 for Rick Ware Racing in his first full-time season since 2008, while his teammate will be the number 52 car of Joey Gase, who will be attempting the full schedule in 2020. Norm Benning will be returning to Cup in the Daytona 500, attempting to make his way into the show through the duels in his own number 57 car. Brendan Gaughan will be competing in his final season as a race car driver in the number 62 for Beard Motorsports, hanging up his helmet after the fall Talladega race. And speaking of retirements, Jimmie Johnson has announced that 2020 will be his final full season in the NASCAR Cup Series. That 7-time champion Jimmie Johnson has said that he is willing to run a few races in the 2020 season in an R&D car for Hendrick Motorsports. After his win at Kansas, Quinn Hoff has been promoted to running the number 77 car full-time this year for Spire Motorsports, although Spire will run a Ganassi-prepared number 78 for Josh Wise in the Daytona 500. Brendan Jones will run full-time in 2020 for Extreme Concepts Incorporated for Rookie of the Year honors in the number 81. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will run only the race at Nashville Motor Speedway this season, reuniting with championship-winning sponsor AC Delco. Joe Nemechek will field the number 87 for Nemco full-time this season with multiple drivers running. So far, the only two announced are Joe himself and Tyler Ankrum from the trucks. James Davison will run the number 30 in the Daytona 500 for Jonathan Beard Racing, a brand new team. And a second brand new team, Justin Haley, will run the number 16 car at Daytona and Talladega for Colleague Racing, while AJ Allmendinger will run the 16 at the 6 road course races. Landon Castle will run the number 89 car full-time for Shepherd Racing Ventures in their first full-time effort without their car owner Morgan Shepherd running the car. Austin Theriault will run the number 92 for Ricky Benton Racing at the 4 Super Speedway races this season. Christopher Bell will run the number 95 for Levine Family Racing full-time for Rookie of the Year honors, while retaining sponsorship from Rheem on the 95 car. And finally, Drew Herring will attempt the full Cup schedule for Gaunt Brothers in the number 96 for Rookie of the Year honors. And here are some highlights from Preseason Thunder. We've only had about 5 days worth of Preseason Thunder testing at Daytona. Well, we've already had 2 pretty significant accidents in drafting packs. Like right here, Kyle Busch clips the quarter panel of the 95, goes hard up into the outside wall. But it's not over yet because there's a pack of cars heading right for the direction of the 95. Here we see this group led by the 2 RCR cars of Dillon and Reddick, and around goes Dillon, slams into the 95 and goes upside down the front stretch, and then goes Ryan Newman, turned around by Martin Truex Jr. up into the outside wall. And here's an onboard with Austin Dillon. And the other large accident we had here in Preseason Thunder was Brett Moffitt trying to draft with the 14 car coming off turn 2. Clips that quarter panel, turns him down to the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and turns around the 02 car of Austin Cindric. 47 makes hard contact to the outside wall, and then cars start to pile in. The 02 makes contact with the 47, that goes up into the 31, stacks up the 51, the 57, and then behind this, Keselowski gets into the 11 car of Hamlin, which turns the 18. And then the 88 car gets turned around, slides sideways through the grass, makes hard contact in the inside retaining wall, slides up, back into the way of traffic, up onto the banking, but manages to get down to the apron before any car can make contact with him once again. So hopefully, if no more accidents occur, the next time you'll see NASCAR on Speed Station will be for the Busch Clash, which is coming up very soon. Catch it right here on the Speed Station.